Have you just started the journey into your own video production business and you don't have a client process yet? You just have spreadsheets and notes on multiple different platforms and you have to struggle to find everything? Then what you need is a client process. So today I'm going to explain what I do with clients from start to finish to show my process to hopefully help you. But first, the obligatory can of Vimto Energy. So let's hop onto the computer. Now to start with, I use two main apps. That is Notion for my client database, and I will also use Google Sheets. Now Google Sheets I use for my pipeline. I use this pipeline to kind of deal with what sort of clients I'm working with, who manages the project, because there's me and my girlfriend that are kind of in this, and who the videographer is, the client name, what the offer was for each client, where it was done, either filmed or edited, because some things I'll do as home edits and stuff like that. I don't have a script for this video, by the way. I usually have a script, but today I'm just kind of talking through my process. We also have the beginning and the end date, which is just so that you know how long you spent on a project, how much the project was worth, so how much you charged them. Obviously there's one here that has no beginning and end date because it was cancelled before it was done. There was no amount paid, so there was no duration, no editing, no amendments or sent back to the client. There's a won and a lost value. This kind of is just the clients that I won and was able to work with, and the ones that I lost and wasn't able to work with. So obviously you've got duration, which is the weekend. We've got 2 days, weekend and NA. The end date is the date that they paid for the project. Filming, so property stuff is just more editing stuff. Editing completed, sent back to client. There was one amendment for that project, but it was no charge because it wasn't a big amendment and was something that could be done within, I don't know, 30 seconds. I probably should have charged for it, and I admit that now. And amendments, you should have some level of free amendment and then it's charged, but with one you can kind of get away with that and not have to charge. Obviously there's only 3 projects on here, so this is 3 that are paid, and then we have this lovely sheet down here. Now this is the interest sheet. A lot of this will definitely have to be blurred. It's the same sheet, but it's going through, what interest we've had. I think this one's lost. They never got back to me. See, we've just streamlined the process on camera. I'm the manager for all of these projects. Potentially Bobby will take some of them over if they decide to go forward. Status, I can't do that just yet, but the ones that have either not got back to me or they've said, actually, we can't really do that at the moment, they will get put as lost, but I might add a column in for a date to reach out to them again to see if they are able to work with us in the future. So you've got this spreadsheet here, and then you've obviously got this other spreadsheet which is just invoicing. A lot of this will have to be blurred just purely for GDPR and just kind of values. So again, it's similar to the last one. We'll start at the start. It's got who the manager was, who the videographer was, the client's name, the offer that they had. So some have bespoke offers, some have package 1, package 2, package 3, a season. You've got bespoke, and then you've got property just for, we kind of do property on the side because that's what I used to do. I talked about that in the last video. That's just, something that I still do freelance every now and then. Obviously you've got location, you've got the value of each thing, so obviously that then ties into the type of payment. So you've got deposit, end of production, season / month. So if they're doing a season retainer, it's paid, there's a deposit paid at the start of the season and an amount paid at the end of the season, and then they pay monthly throughout the season. And then if it's an amendment that is over their prescribed amendments, that then gets logged as the type of payment, what date it was paid, the payment status. So obviously deposit paid in full, whether there was any amendments. There was none on this top one, and then Bobby added in those extra, well, all of these because she made the spreadsheet. I'm not good enough for doing this stuff. I am currently waiting to hear back on a potential client, which would also expand what the company does, but you know, I don't want to talk too much on that. So then we head over to Notion. Now Notion I use to track clients. So this one, client names will be blurred. Date added, so you know, you've got this. There was nothing that was done in this bottom one. All of this, it was set up a while ago, and I just kind of, so with a new client, I will always add it to Notion first. Now Notion, I will add new client. So then you give a description, what equipment's needed, what location it is. You know, usually it's at the track that I'm filming at. Status, you know, is it planned, is it done, is it filmed, what the weather forecast gives. Yeah, the problem is this all links to each other, so I need to sort that out because that's not really what we want. And then you've got your shot list, which is just the same stuff as we were showing. You've got the goals, so these are the goals, and then you've got call notes. So these are notes from the onboarding calls or insight calls that we have with clients, and we record all the calls just to kind of have them for training and see how we did and what we could have done better. But yeah, we use this client database just to kind of make sure that everything's in one place. And then you've obviously got the spreadsheets. These two spreadsheets were set up to kind of make sure we know who's interested, who wants to work with us, and who potentially might work with us, how much it's going to cost for them, kind of keep track of costings and all of that, because you never really know. Like, so there's a potential client coming up that might mean that I have to travel, or there's different things that might be coming up that you never know if you're going to win it or you're going to lose it, or you're going to have to adjust how it works. This might be a really short video. I've only filmed 10 minutes of it. If it is, then I do apologize. But if you are starting out, you really need to sort a pipeline for yourself, because at the end of the day, knowing where you are with a client and what you're doing. So say that we've got filming, we've got to start, in progress, completed, property. Editing is the exact same. Yes, no, waiting for sent back to client. Amendments, yes, no, not applicable. Obviously, one loss status, you've got your offers. The one thing I will say is create 3 packages almost. So package 1 is really, you want that to be the bare minimum of what would get you out of bed. You want that to be not the most attractive package to go for. Package 2, you start adding in a few bits, but it's still kind of more attractive, higher price, obviously. And then package 3, a lot higher, there's a lot more in it, and it's the more attractive version of, you know, each package, because package 3 is essentially what you want people to get. I also have a season retainer because I work with motorsports racers and teams. So season retainers are kind of just being at every race, filming for them, making sure that they've always got social media content. I've had enough interest to be able to then reach out to people I know and be like, look, if need be, do you want to come and help on certain projects? You'd be involved in the video calls and stuff like that. And I think the video call aspect, so if you want to get clients involved, I have on my website, you've got an email list, so you've got exclusive discounts and updates on our calendar and whether we're free. And then you've got this button here, which is book a call. And if you go onto here and scroll down, you've got a little section, what we can help with. And then you've got an inquiry call for us. So if you then want to book in, I don't know, a 4 p.m. call, you've got like name, phone number, email, what do you hope to get out of the call, what's your biggest issue when marketing with video, do you currently use social media to market yourself, is there any other information that you feel could help this call, you got the terms and conditions, and then confirm appointment. Obviously we're not going to book that call because we don't want to get involved with that, because potentially, you know. Yeah, so we've got this stuff. The on here, you know, you've got my Instagram and TikTok. When you scroll down, you can obviously see our Meet the Team page, which is just a page of kind of who I am. I kind of need to add one for Bobby because she is also involved in the company now. This is kind of my background. Just to kind of make people aware of who I am. Opening hours, you've still got book a call, and then you've also got a contact page if you want to fill it in. We also have what is your budget. You don't have to fill that out because potentially you're just kind of wanting to get in touch to see if we can work with us. That actually needs changing. How do you hear about us? Option 1, option 2. Yeah, so you know, they all kind of meld in with each other. So you know, you've got the website that I'll send people to because you've got the portfolio over here that is broken down into Ride the Limit, which is two motorsports? 4 motorsports projects. You've obviously got Snowfall, which I bang on about quite often. This is kind of the snowboard stock footage video, and then you got a reel that I did for Flux Collective social media campaign. They did run it, but I never heard anything about how it did or whether it was worth running or what. This is my website. I did it all through Squarespace. I also have my scheduling through Acuity, which works with Squarespace or is owned by Squarespace, I think. All my invoicing is done through Square. What else? Is there anything else that I can tell you about? No, that's kind of my client process. Contracts and that are written up by Bobby because she kind of knows more about that than I do, and finalised by other people. Obviously, I've said this is what I want in the contract. I read over everything that is done by people that help me, so it's not like I don't know what's in my contracts, because I do. The main things you want are invoices, contracts, website, I would say, because especially for something like this, you know, people can then get in touch. You can send it to racers and they can book in calls if they feel it's necessary. Your pipeline, spreadsheets, they just keep track of everything. Same with the client databases on Notion. They're all just bits that come together, and I know that sounds like it goes over so many platforms, and I said at the beginning, do you want it all in one place? But I don't think that's possible, really. I would say use Notion if you have the money to be able to pay for it, because databases are brilliant and kind of linking stuff. If you can't pay for it, use Google Sheets. Do a big spreadsheet like the one that I've shown you that we have. That will keep everything in track for you. And then the main thing I would say is pay for a Squarespace website and pay for the added extra of using Acuity. Just have scheduling so that people can book in calls with you. You can then sit on calls and work out whether you'd be good for that client, because some clients will call you and you know, you can't really help them. There are always potential clients out there, and to get on a call with them or meet them in person, which, you know, I would say is similar to the calls. You know, you're going to have a sit down chat and go through everything with them, and you know, potentially it all works out for you, but have that there to kind of do it all. So that's kind of it. That's my client process from start to finish. We start with Notion and we end with everything in the spreadsheet, knowing what's going on, and we do the projects and we get it back to them. You know, that's as simple as I can put it. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give me a like and a subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them down below. If you want to send me any of your edits, then click the Google Forms link down below, fill out the form, and I will review your edits. Hopefully in the next video. We need one more edit to be able to make the video interesting. Other than that, I will see you next week for hopefully a review of your edits. Goodbye.